Hey, it's EDS Gaming here today. I'm taking a break from gaming and doing cooking. Yes, that is very surprised for my name in the channel thing. EDS Gaming, it doesn't even really make sense if I'm doing cooking, right? Okay, I'm making General Tso's chicken, and I'm basing it off a recipe I found on YouTube. But I don't actually go by the recipe. I go by taste and just figure out the original ingredients and then do it by taste. Okay. These are all the ingredients that you'll need and stuff. And of course including a pot and pan for making the sauce and other stuff. You'll need a mixing bowl and certain ingredients. I'll go through them while first we are going to start with the sauce. Other than the chicken, very quick. Chicken is already done cooked. Most people use non-cooked chicken first, and so yeah, most people just use that. Okay, the actual recipe requires 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of chili, this weird chili paste, but I don't have that, so I'm just using chili and garlic powder, just normal chili and garlic powder. 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of nearly any vinegar. I'm using seasoned garlic rice wine vinegar, which is totally different than what it actually calls for. It calls for white vinegar, but I like rice wine vinegar way better. It also calls for a 1/4 cup chicken stock and some cornstarch, but I'm using flour because we don't have cornstarch right now. You will need as starting something for this to do. Oh yeah, big ingredient I forgot to mention: rice. Already have that cooking. The first thing, I'm using pressure cooker. Totally normal way to cook it. White rice usually works best. So since we have that down, I'm gonna do it by taste, like I said. So it's not gonna be the exact same, but normally I would add my dry ingredients first, like the garlic powder. It just doesn't have to be super a lot, but it has to give flavor. Then just normal just chili, just totally normal. Most of the ingredients will actually include chili. I did not suspect that when I first made this. Then, like a little sugar. Oh, actually, it's a lot of sugar. Just lots of sugar to give it sweetness and for it to caramelize later. Yeah, so then I normally would, actually, most people would add this differently, but I use measuring cups just to like measure it out, just enough. Just enough to give an idea. Don't add too much stuff. You can always add stuff later. Then some soy sauce, not too much, but not too little. Probably good. Mix it up first. Just a little bit to get that in. Then I'll add chicken stock and a little bit of flour, usually cornstarch, like I said earlier. Most of the ingredients when I say flour is chicken stock, not flour. Just to clarify that. Then a little bit, then just enough of chicken stock. That's probably good. Mix that in. And a little bit of flour. Not too much and with the cornstarch, you thoroughly mix it in. Make sure it's completely mixed in, because if you do not, it will turn into flavored oobleck. I'm not even joking. Oh no. Yeah, like that. Surprisingly, it did that. What the heck just happened? Okay, you thoroughly whisk that in, and we will cut to that right now. Okay, what do you want? I want it. Okay, we have that all whisked up just normally and delicious. So, then we get our nice, yummy cooked chicken. I'm using cooked, but most people use raw. I don't know why, because that's, I would think, a little more dangerous. But when you fry it, because that's the only method you use to cook. This is probably enough chicken for 2 people. After that, well, once you get that in, you use I use a little bit of pepper and salt to season it, just normally like this. Just a little bit of each, not much, just enough. Okay. Just enough. Any pepper probably would work, but I use black pepper just to make, just because. And then we use flour. Again, it would be cornstarch, normally. Just a little bit of flour in there. Just enough. It does not actually say in the video that I watched how to make it, how much flour or cornstarch. If you can find that, good. And quick thing about the sauce, I forgot to mention. You're supposed to use a certain wine, Japanese cooking wine. I made it without it, and it worked just fine. So if you don't like wine or anything like that, or you're under the age to drink, don't use the wine. It works just fine. So after you put the flour in and everything, 1 egg. That's it. 1 egg. All the way in. Automatically rinse off. Wipe off your hands with some paper towel. And then just stir it a little bit. Just stir it till it completely makes a batter and coats it. If it's too thin, add a little more flour. If it's too thick, I don't know. Probably add a little milk. That actually makes it, I've made fried chicken before, and it makes it a little lighter. If you like lighter chicken, there you go. If you don't, probably add a little more egg. Probably egg white, not egg yolk. Like mine's a little bit too thin, so I'm gonna add a little more flour to mine. You don't want it too thick, but you don't want it too thin. You want it just in the middle, just like a normal baked flour would be good. Just keep stirring till that's all done. Skip till. We are going to start, since we got all the chicken done, we are going to start with the main frying process of the chicken. There's multi ways to do this, but I'm using cast iron pot, like a cast iron pot with canola oil, just plain canola oil. Works just fine for cooking what we're doing right now. Then you set it to high, just to say high is how you do it. And then there's a certain method that I like to use to tell when it's almost ready to start frying. Popcorn seeds. They pop at near the same temperature that you need to start frying. Once they start frying or you see bubbles coming around them, that's almost the time. You just throw a couple in there. Once they start popping, you're in business. That was quick. The popcorn is popped. I already took it out and stuff, and we are ready to start frying, I think. So you just literally do this. Yes, that is perfect. And you don't want it perfectly golden brown at first, because you double fry it, not once, but twice. You don't want the oil smoking, just to say. You don't never have it smoking. That means it's reached its flash point nearly and could catch on fire for one thing, in a little more high. And two, it will smoke a lot and make your kitchen a smokestack, pretty much. The rice has finished like I suspected it to, so we are ready with that. You just let them cook in there for a little bit until they're all nice and ready. And sort of golden brownish. Not perfectly golden brown, because I already mentioned the you know, double fry thing. Ow! Depending on how much surface area your pot has, you might need to make multiple batches like I have to. Okay, we are back, and all chicken is fried, as you can see, and then we put it right back in the fryer to make it extra thick. I don't know exactly why, that's why it said in the video. It is a lot easier, I'm going to say this, lots easier. Use one of these or like a spider or something like that to get it up when it's all ready. So, cut till that moment. Okay, we are on the next part, making the sauce and finishing up the chicken. Okay, I first use a little sunflower oil and chili powder, just a little bit. Not too much, just enough to coat the pan and make it nice and delicious. Then 3, just not too many, but dried jalapenos or chilies. Just dried chilies or jalapenos, doesn't matter. And there, just a little bit of garlic. Not minced or chopped, not very fine, but just enough to do it right. Okay? Then you start cooking for a while till the pan is nice. This is going to sizzle and a little bit to at least smell the chili. Cut till then. There we go. Oh, a little caramelized sugar got in the bottom. So you cook this till it's nice and okay, and I'm back. Sorry if the camera cuts out because my camera is really weird and it's almost out of memory. But it's thickened up almost to a syrup. Pretty much what you do now is add all the chicken in. Make sure this is on high. I don't know why that turned off. And coat the chicken. Keep coating it till it's completely all the way coated. Make sure there's no dry spots at all. All the way coated. It'll keep thickening up, which is good because that means it'll stick and stick to the chicken even more, so it'll make it more, you know, stuck. So that's what so it covers even more. But that's pretty much what you do for, I don't even know how long. It doesn't take long. So skip till then. We're all here. Sorry about the background noise because my brothers are doing like watching TV now and everything. Okay. Now we are completely done. I finished the rice. Sorry that this is the only part with the rice in it. But you just seriously, all you do now is put some chicken on the rice, and if you want some extra sauce, and that's almost, then that's it. So please like, subscribe, and if you seriously enjoyed this video, please consider making this. So see ya.